I'm going to unbox and review the new Deco BE77, otherwise known as the Deco 7 Pro. This has a fast speed rating of BE17000, so I'm going to do all my speed test range tests using my following Wi-Fi 7 devices. I also happen to have these following Wi-Fi 7 devices, but they're not quite as fast as the other two, so I like to test with the faster ones. And I've done a separate video on this with the phones comparing the speeds, and it has nothing to do with the router itself. It's just the phones are just not as fast because they don't support the 320 megahertz channel width. We got the iconic 7 for a Wi-Fi 7 mesh system by Deco, and I brought the BE63 so you guys could see it side by side, so it is a little more beefy than the BE63 overall. And looking at the back, we got the WPS factory reset, gigabit, 2.5 gigabit port, 10 gigabit port via Ethernet or RJ45, which is the Ethernet, and optionally, you can also use a 10 gig SFP Plus port. So it's a combo port, so you use one or the other, not both at the same time. USB 3.0 and power, and we have some vents on the bottom as well as the top. And all three of these are identical, however, in the same network. Only the main one that's hooked up to your modem or your ONT is acting as a router. The other two act as access points. It includes a Cat6 Ethernet cable. We got a quick install guide with some info, and we have the factory reset tool if you want to factory reset it. The power supply does support 100 to 240 volts, and the output is 39.6 watts of power. It's been about a week since I've unboxed this thing. I have been using it as my main mesh system, and there were no issues, no drops, nothing like that. Super easy to set up using the Deco app, which we'll get into the Deco app in a little bit. And in that time frame, I had a chance to do all my speed test, range tests, wired, backhaul, everything. So all those numbers are here. And I should mention, before we get into the numbers, I did do a wireless backhaul video on this thing where I labeled my own main router, so I know which one is the main one, because I'm always switching through routers. But basically, this was the main one, and in this, I had a wireless backhaul node. So this one was wirelessly talking to this one, and I was running a bunch of speed tests on my Mac, both connecting to this via Wi-Fi and connecting to this via Ethernet. And very interesting video, because it can go really, really fast. In a specific way. So definitely check out the video if you guys are interested to see how the wireless backhaul performs. And I'll also put the product links down below as well, in addition to the link to that video. Okay, so let's jump in with the internet speed test. Now, as you guys already know, when you're accessing the internet, you are limited by internet speeds. For me, that would be 5 gigabits per second upload and download. And this router is actually capable of going up to those speeds. So it does have a 10 gigabit port. However, so at the source, in fact, let me use the main one because my internet's going to this main unit. Granted, out of the box, you could choose any one of them to be your main one. But basically, my ONT, which is kind of like a fiber modem, connects to this thing via Ethernet. And at this source, I can access up to my 5 gigabit speeds. However, on an Ethernet connected device, as soon as I go out of this thing, the 2.5 gigabit port automatically caps the speeds to 2.5 gigabits. So in a wired backhaul configuration, I would actually be capped at 2.5 gigabits. But in a wireless backhaul configuration, and this is where that other video comes into play, I can actually go faster than that depending on the placement. So it is possible. But on a wired backhaul, my Ethernet, my computer via Ethernet to this thing would be capped to just under 2.5 gigabit speeds. However, Wi-Fi at the source with my OnePlus 15, we can get to 4.2 down, a little above 4.2 down and 1.5 up, which is insane speeds. I mean, the upload is not quite as fast, but the download, that's the key. It's super fast over download. Now, to find the true performance of this mesh system, I do a local speed test. So I make my computer into the server and I go from Wi-Fi device to router to computer. And in the case of wired or wireless backhaul, I go from Wi-Fi device to the secondary one, which then jumps to the primary one, which then goes to the server. And so looking at these results, we could see that actually the speeds are a bit, well, especially for the download, they're definitely a lot slower. I was going to say a bit, but it's actually a lot slower. And the reason for that is because I'm actually being capped to 2.5 gigabit speeds because, again, there isn't a second 10 gig port on this thing. So I got just under 2.5 down and up on the single router configuration. And in the case of wired backhaul, I pretty much got very similar numbers. And finally, we get into wireless backhaul where we actually get some really good numbers. So above 1.8 down and above 2.0 up. So solid numbers. However, the interesting part is that if you were to actually connect a computer via Ethernet to a wireless backhaul node, it can actually go even faster than that depending on the placement. Now, for my wireless backhaul test, in this test, it's about 35 to 40 feet away or so. In the other video, it was a little bit closer. It was around 25 feet, just so I could show you guys on the TV. And I keep pointing behind me because if you guys see the video, you guys will know what I'm talking about because I'm literally sitting right in front of the TV. But solid performance out of this thing. So, but in a nutshell, this is a very good mesh system for up to 2.5 gigabit speeds. Okay, now we get into range test, and range test is me just walking away from one of the nodes and keep getting further and further away just to see what the speeds are. So at 20 feet away, there was pretty much not even a drop on the local speed test. So I based my range test on local speed test, not on internet speed test. So pretty much got very good numbers. At 50 feet away, this is when I'm outside my place, and I got very fast download. However, the upload took a big hit, but still very usable. And then at 100 feet, this is where it took a massive hit, both on the download and on the upload. Now, these numbers are still very usable, but definitely a lot slower compared to the 50 feet or especially the 20 feet. So at 100 feet, this is one, yeah, it definitely slowed down. So this is what the Deco app looks like. This is what you use for setup and configuration. I've already done that. This is the main place where it shows you the diagram. So my internet's connecting to my main Deco, and then that Deco is connected to the other two. One is via wired backhaul, the other one is via wireless backhaul, and then the numbers indicate how many devices are connected to each node. It also shows you how many clients are online, and if you happen to have certain TP-Link smart home devices, they do automatically show up here. You can control them from here as well. If you wanted to. I still control it from the other app, but it is an option. So it does come with some security features built in, but they also do offer more security features with a paid subscription if you wanted it to. They also have basic parental controls included. However, if you want more advanced, that also costs more. Pretty much that does require a subscription basically. So you could block websites, which is included. You could set some filters, and you could set certain bedtimes, but it's not fully customizable on the bedtimes. And again, the ones with the lock signs, that's where you need to get the advanced parental controls, which does require a subscription. And then again, with these lock signs. So they do have a lot of options, which some of them are available included, whereas others does require a paid subscription. Okay, so this is the main page, and this is the Wi-Fi settings. So there's two main SSIDs. So you have the 2.4, 5, and 6 gigahertz. If I go to advanced, so you could set the bands that you want to. So you could have 2.4 and 5. You could disable the 6. You can't have the 6 by itself, so I can't do that. But you can have the 2.4 or the 5 by itself. That's fine if you wanted to do that. But I'm just going to leave them all on. And then channel settings, these are pretty good. So the 5 gigahertz, you want to do the 160, and the 6 gigahertz, you want to enable the 320. That's usually the way to go. And then MLO, you could set multi-link operation, which basically, if you have supported devices like the Galaxy S25 Ultra here, or the OnePlus 15, or actually even the iPhone that I'm on right now, you can use that, and you could basically connect these devices connect to more than one band at the same time. So you can connect to the 5 and 6 at the same time, or the 2.4, 5, and 6 at the same time. I just left it on the 5 and 6 because the 2.4 is more for range than for speed, so I usually disable that. But yeah, you could leave that, or just, yeah. Okay, guest network. So you could set up separate guest networks if you wanted to, and then again, you could customize that. And yeah, I put Galaxy over here instead of Galaxy, but yeah. Anyways, you could control, you can make separate guest networks, and then you can make an Internet of Things network where you could pretty much have your smart home devices connected to this if you wanted to, and you just have the 2.4 on for this. Because I do get that question sometimes. It's like, can I make an SSID just for 2.4? And the answer is yes, you can do that. if you do it with IoT. Or you could do it with the main SSID as well, but I would use the IoT for that. And then other stuff, optimization, internet speeds, you get VPN options if you want to set up a VPN. And then the advanced section, so you can use this in router mode or in access point mode. And you can also set up your DHCP and wireless network and fast roaming. So fast roaming is if you have some certain old devices, sometimes that gives you issues, but fast roaming is if you're walking throughout your house and your devices switch faster to the next available node if it's closer to get a better signal. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. You can turn on the LEDs and stuff and turn them off, and yeah, so we can do the update Deco, and yeah, this thing's up to date. That's the version I'm running, and yeah. To summarize, this is a very good mesh system for up to 2.5 gigabit speeds. It's one of the top performing ones in that category in my mind because of its wireless backhaul performance. It's super, super fast in wireless backhaul for something in this price range, and that wireless backhaul video that I did, it really shows how fast it can go. It's very, very good when it comes to that. But solid performing router, pretty good number of options, and yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. And as always, smash that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one.